Miss Bailey.
Okay, it's recording now. Good morning, everyone. My name is Derek L. Tucker. The time now is 9 minutes after 10 o'clock a.m. It is the 4th of June. This is 4th of June of 2022. This is a Rhinos Nation meeting. This is a Saturday morning meeting. So I want to make sure I get all that for our records. Loretta, you were saying something. This is what you were saying something about Mr. Bailey or somebody else?
That's Miss Bailey.
Miss Bailey. Okay, that's Mrs. Bailey. Okay, Miss Bailey. Okay. Let me ask you all this while we're getting ready to go into prayer. Matter of fact, I'll do it after prayer. Let's go to our prayer first, and then we'll go ahead and get this started. So if you don't mind, everybody, yeah, it seems like everybody got the phone. Father God Almighty, thank you again for another blessed day. Please continue to bless us as we strive to do decent order, that we continue to do our best to help our people to grow and become more self-sufficient in the most positive, professional, and Christ-like manner. Continue to bless us as we do all we can to reach out to one another in love, Father, not to put anybody down, not to belittle anybody, but to show them the way that we can actually get things done, and we have an open mind, open heart to help one another to be able to achieve that goal.
Yes,
Continue to bless us in all we do in your name, in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. We so pray. Amen. I want to thank you all again for being here this morning. We have Tracy. Tracy, what's your last name again, if you don't mind?
Hill, Hill.
Okay, we got Tracy Hill here. We also have HL from American Supply. We got Deborah Henderson, James Johnson. We have Ron Williams, Loretta Smith, Clarissa Blissett. We got Quentin. Quentin, how you pronounce your last name, King? I don't want to mess that up.
Medicine.
Say it again.
Medicine. Like
Medicine.
medicine.
Medicine. Okay, I appreciate you being here.
Medicine. No problem.
All right, it's been a while since I've seen you, so I'm glad to have you back. We got Brandon Buford and Mrs. Art Trail Bailey. Hopefully I didn't mess that up. And I said that, and the reason I went through that because sometimes Zoom has its own way, just like most computer softwares. Sometimes they'll do right and sometimes they won't. Sometimes Zoom will actually have it if you sign in the chat room area, it will have all your names in there and your quotes and your text chat bill. And sometimes it will not. But I do ask everybody to sign in anyway, because just in case it does, when I go back, I can have that file and that information. Okay. This morning, we're going to be speaking about what we're doing, Rhinos Nation, and how we're teaming up with Taxx Time. For those that don't know the people over Taxx Time, that's Loretta Smith. She's going to give us some little insights on what we're doing as well. It is really a simple deal. It's a real process, simple process deal. I am not a grant person, but one thing I learned a long time ago, I stay in my lane. I do what I do best, and then what I don't know, I go and get help and support for that. And even when it comes to marketing consulting, which I'm a specialist on, I actually still get information and insights from other things because I don't know everything. I don't pretend to know everything, and I don't put myself on top. I've been in business going on almost 40 years. Started my business out in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area. I called one of my buddies, Ron Williams. You'll see him on the screen as well. He has his own business, which is a huge business. He is an excellent business person. And he know, by fact, when I started my company, is basically when I met him. I think it was about the same year. So he'll be able to give you some insights on who I am. There's a lot of things that I did in the Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas area that I needed to do for a lot of large white corporations. And now I decided I did not want to do that anymore. Not that I wasn't successful, I was very successful. It's just that I feel like if I can do it for them, I surely can do it for us. We as Black people and Black business owners, we have a long way to go. Now, I'm doing this as a special deal because normally I do not do the Saturday seminar. This is a seminar. I normally don't do the Saturday seminars that's usually done by one of our other sponsors. I am usually not the person to do that because I speak so directly, and this is not a knock on people. I'm a guy about facts and figures. A lot of our people got real thin skin. That's the reason, one of the reasons I even came up with the logo and the name Rhinos Nation. You need a thick skin in order to be a Black business owner, even just to be Black in this country, and to be successful and actually be able to make it, not just to be able to survive, but to actually thrive. You need a thick skin to be able to get things done. Now I want to go through the whole history of Rhinos Nation, but I developed this deal for that purpose as well, because of the things that we as Black people are hurting on. I built Rhinos Nation to be that, not security blanket, but that way for us to come as a team to be more supportive and be strong, better, more equipped. And also a lot of folks to fear us, because that's what it needs to be done. Too many people do not fear us, that they think they can step on us and do everything they want to us at any time. We have to be better. I'm not saying we're getting ready to go out and start a war or put anybody else down. We just don't want anybody to bother us. If you're not going to do anything positive for us, then stay away from us. That's it anyway. Okay, so I got Loretta. She sent me text me telling me just get to the money deal. Look, this is the way I do things. Now I'm going to let Loretta talk to you about the money part. Okay, because I know a lot of you all are here for that, but and then let me break it down real quick, and then I'm gonna let Loretta just take over, because this is not the way I do things. Okay, now there are different ways to actually run a business, and I understand it because I do it all the time. I'm about actually making sure you all can be an efficient business owner, and I believe everybody here are business owners. We are going to be handing out money, but let me tell you this: money without a plan is a total waste of time. It's a waste of money, and it's a waste of time. And I hope you all are running an efficient business. If you're not, that's why we are here at Rhinos Nation. Now, I'll open up the floor for Loretta. She's eager to talk to you about how to make money. That's not my strong deal. I'm about making sure you are running an efficient business to get your money, but you're running an efficient business, you can bring in the money. So Loretta's going to talk to you about what we're doing with the grant part, how we're doing, how you're going to apply, and how you can get it done. Loretta, I yield the floor to you.
Okay, I was chatting with at that moment with Mr. Quentin, who also works with autism, and I was just sharing with him that I do as well. But anyway, good morning. No, I didn't say go ahead and get to the money. I said,
Yeah,
but
you said I'm looking at
I
the
don't
text.
mind. I don't mind going ahead and get to the money.
Good morning, Loretta.
Good morning, everybody. Derek and I, we're business partners as such, and we have two different perspectives. I do believe that people, y'all might hear some birds over here too, because I just stepped outside. I do believe that people who are running business, who are in the process of starting up a business, I believe that we are focused on money, because it takes money to run a business. A gentleman called me yesterday that was referred to me by another one of my clients, and I spoke with him maybe 30 minutes about starting up a trucking business. He may be on here now, Mr. Biggs. I didn't see his name, but he may be on here. I
don't see him on here yet.
Okay, and I just want to just throw this out there. And then a lot of people who want to start up a business have unrealistic expectations about what it's going to take to start a business, and you are going to need lots and lots and lots of money. Your ideas are great. Our ideas are great. But without those ideas, without that money, those ideas usually just become unrealized, because it's going to take some money. Anybody ever heard it takes money to make money?
Yep.
Saying.
And it's going to take a lot of it. Now, it depends on what kind of business you go into, what kind of money.
Excuse me. I'm sorry, Miss Loretta. I'm sorry, Miss Loretta. Is there a way that I can, or would it be okay for me to invite someone else?
Oh, this is the open forum. This is not the workshop. This is a seminar. You can invite as many people as you want.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for asking. And yes. And so we are in the process of Rhinos Nation and Taxx Time. We are in the process of we have begun already our first grant that we will be offering. And it's just the first one. It's going to go on. It's going to be a continuous thing. But the first grant that we're offering, and hopefully, hey, it looked like he got it on the screen. And the first grant that we're offering is a contest grant. It's a corporate contest grant, meaning the grants are coming from within the corporation, but it's not coming from the government. And that's good, because that means usually corporation grants are much easier to get. The qualifications are simple. There are two different grants. One of them is for a new startup. We're considering it. We're calling a new startup any business that started since the coronavirus started. So if you started on 1/1/2020, some places declare it didn't start until February, but the government says it started January 1st, 2020. So we're gonna go with that. So if your business started since then you're a new business. And also, if you start the business up tomorrow, that's since then, you still qualify. Okay. If you start up the next day or next month, you still qualify. But if your business was in business prior to that day, then you are an established business. So there's two different grants, one for new business, one for or new business or startup, and one for an established business. And Mr. Tucker, do you want me to go ahead on and explain how that 5,000 works?
I got the information up. If you want to go over it, I got the bullet points up. Can you see that now, Loretta, on the screen?
I can see it.
Okay. So you can go over that.
I'm
I got the
gonna go
time. I got the dates and everything there.
Okay, so if I miss something, I'm sure just jump in and correct me. So basically there's a starting date for the application, June 17th. So that's just in a few days, less than 2 weeks, but I believe the application will be up this upcoming week. Is that right, Mr. Tucker?
Yes, ma'am. I'm looking at getting it up as early as this coming Monday.
It's very important that as soon as you see the link and are qualified and meet those qualifications, that you go ahead and apply. We're not going to kick your application back if you apply on June the 10th. So if you apply, whenever you meet the qualifications, then you can apply. So look at the qualifications. They're short. I don't know if they're on the screen. Hopefully they are. But just look at those. And it's very simple. Very simple. The application will only be it'll be less than 20 questions. So you can go in there and apply for it yourself. If you think you need help, reach out to me and I will help you do it. But you literally will be able to do it yourself. It's going to be very simple. Things such as your business name or your anticipated business name, if you hadn't started up yet, your name, address, basic stuff. What you do, what's your service, basic stuff. Okay? Anybody have any question about that?
No.
And let me make sure we get that clear on that application deal. The application is going to have all of the information you need, as well as what you need to qualify to actually be able to apply. Now, there's no use of submit. And when you get it all done, then once you fill it out and make sure everything is done and you have everything, all your ducks in a row for what we're asking, then submit the form. Because once we get the form, we're going to go over every form to make sure you meet all of the qualifications to be able to apply. And like you said, they're simple deals. We're not asking you to jump through any hoops and things of that nature. We're not asking you to do what the other folks ask you to do all the time. We're making it extremely easy, but there are some rules and guidelines because we don't have chaos. We have to have rules and guidelines. So we'll have it laid out. If you have any questions on that, you'll be able to either contact myself or Loretta, and we'll make sure that we can walk you through it to make sure you have all the information you need in order to be able to apply for this. Now, again, as she was stating, you're going to actually, once I put it out there, you're going to apply right away, but you have up until, as you'll see, August the 17th. That's the cutoff. 12 midnight, come August the 18th, is over. The last day to get everything in is August the 17th, but do not wait. Don't be like, I got plenty of time and I can get around to it and whatever. If you wait and then you send it in and you don't meet all the qualifications, your application will be thrown out. I see your hand, Mr. Johnson. Hold on real quick. Please understand that. That's the reason to get it in as early as possible, because once it's in, it's in. But if you do not get it in time and it's not filled out correctly, and you don't meet all the qualifications, we're putting up good money. It ain't great money. You know, we know we can do, we know y'all can use a whole lot more, but this is still good money. So if you don't fill those, if you don't meet those requirements and get it in on time, we will not be actually putting you in again for these particular 2 grants. Yes, Mr. Johnson.
If there's an initial cost, what is the initial cost?
There's no initial cost to actually get the grants. These are free grants. There are requirements to be able to apply for those grants, though. Okay, and Dorel, do you want to go over all those?
I would love to. I would love to.
Go ahead.
So in order to be so Rhino, this grant is for Rhinos Nation's members and sponsors. Oh, this is not the member grant. This grant is for the Rhinos Nation sponsors. So if you're already a sponsor, the application or the grant itself, it doesn't cost a dime. There won't be any fee or anything you have to submit with the grant or anything like that. So you only have to be a sponsor. And well, there are about 10 things that you need. And I'm not looking, is that list there? Let's see.
Yeah, I got it right here. You see number 6 is where we start off. Those are a few requirements, but that's not all. And I can go to the overall layout. You want me to pull that up for the established business?
Yeah, because I know it's
not a problem. I got you.
I just went over the time requirement. So you have to be been in business. It doesn't matter when you come in business. You can apply for either the new startup grant or the established business grant. One of the two.
I'm bringing it up now, Queen. Hold on.
Okay.
These are the ones we have now. These are not concrete, but these are what we have now. All of that will be concrete when we put the application out. I'll bring it up now. Let me know when you can see it. This is for the established businesses, not for the startups.
Okay. For-profit business have less than 250,000 in gross annual revenue in 2021. Have a commitment to providing excellent customer service, and also a commitment to customers and community. Have a clear plan for the use of funds. There is one question that does ask right at the end of the application. It says, if you are chosen, how will you use these funds? And you cannot, none of the fields can be left blank, by the way. So if you don't answer how you will use those funds, the application will not come through. If it happens to get through to me and it's something that's not answered, I'm going to email you right back and I'm going to let you know to submit it again, to answer all the questions completely and to submit it again. You have to have less than 10 employees and you have to have been impacted by COVID. There's going to be just a yes or no question. Was your business impacted by COVID? Of course, you're going to say yes, everybody in the world was impacted. Be a Rhinos Nation sponsor as of the submission of the application. So if you are not a sponsor, then of course, if you're not already a sponsor and you want to apply, that is a requirement in order to apply. And for this particular one, for the startup, been in business.
No, this is established.
I'm sorry, established, been in business before, or you establish your business before 1/1/2020.
And also one more little note on that part about being submitted, for those that's already in business with and sponsored with Rhinos Nation, your sponsorship still need to be in place when we award the actual grants as well. So say if somebody deals that they actually apply for it now, but their sponsorship expires because we do annual contracts. Your sponsorship expires, say, right before September when we're getting ready to actually do the awarding. If it expires then, and you actually are not having renewed it, by the time we do that, your name would not be added into this contest. It's a contest. It's the great thing about it. We're not going to sit here and say, okay, well, Miss Hill has a lot more information and things that we want than Mr. Williams. We're not going to do that. Everybody that meet the requirements, every Black-owned business that meet the requirements, name will go into on a wheel and it will spin around. And I'll show you that in a few minutes. It'll spin around. And when you click on that name, your name will come up. You will win that grant. Clear cut, no fuss, no muss. So, you know, we won't be that way. We won't be playing favorites. So you don't be thinking we playing favorites. We're not going to pick my nephew, my cousin, or somebody I've been knowing in business for quite a few years. The wheel does it all by itself. So all you have to do is be able to be in there, and if your name get pulled, you get that grant. Yes, Mr. Jones, I see your hand up. Mr. Jones, can you hear us? Okay. I guess Mr. Johnson did.
Perhaps he did it by accident.
Okay. Now, for the only difference in the established business and the startup is going to be that your business starts January the 1st or anytime after January the 1st, 2020. that's basically right now the only two major differences. There may be a little difference in there, but it's not going to be much. Okay. Anybody got any questions or concerns about that? Somebody, how do you become a sponsor? Okay, Mrs. Buford, I believe that's what I just said. Mrs. Buford. Okay, our Rhinos Nation sponsorship is really simple. We're taking in Black businesses all over the United States that actually do a service that actually support not only your company, but also a lot of times our community. The industries we do not touch: no alcohol, tobacco, firearm, title loan, drug paraphernalia, tattoo company, casinos. We don't do anything to endorse or promote those industries. It's not the individuals, it's just the industries. We don't touch those. Okay. And we do not do any religious or organizations or companies. Now, you can be a religious person, I am, and there's a lot of them, but I do not promote my religion as my business. Okay, so that's one thing we don't do. Now, our deal, so coming in right now, our sponsorship for annual contracts is $1,000. But right now we're doing it at what we consider our 50-50 deal. For those that didn't get in just last month, we hit it where it was $250 cash and $200 in barter dollars. You can do that again, and we'll speak on the barter network again. But if you can, right now we're asking if you want to get in the barter network with us, it's another funding process, which is actually still free, that we give out to our sponsors. All you have to do is let us know that you want to be in the barter network that was established, not with Rhinos Nation, but established since 1982. They do several $1 billion in trade. We're one of the few Black companies in the entire world that has their own barter network. Again, let me say it again. We're one of the very few Black companies in the entire world that owns its own barter network exchange company. Most of the companies in the barter network, 99.9% of them, are white-owned businesses. Okay, and they've been doing it since 1982. They're doing basically over $100 billion in trade a year now. And most Black folks have never even heard of it. So there's another way for you to find it. That means that you only have to come up with 500 and you don't have to pay the 500 up front. We do have payment installments. So if you need to for that, we do that. We make arrangement with almost 80% of the people that come in, never pay the full amount. They come in with a payment installment, and we'll work with you to make sure that you can get it done as feasibly as possible. Okay, Ms. Taylor, I see your hand is up.
Yes, good morning. This is my question. Before, as of January 2020, I was an independent contractor. I did establish an LLC in 2021. How would I do established business, or would I do new business?
It is, no, you go to new business because you came in, let me make sure I got this right now. You said January the 1st, 2020 is when you was an independent contractor?
Yes.
Okay, then that's when you come in. So you come in as a startup.
Okay.
Now, let me make sure we get that clarity on that title, because I'm always about facts and figures. And I'm very direct, and I'm very careful on using certain words. When we say established, we don't mean that your business is established and you're doing all the things, you got everything in place. We're saying established by time frame. So make sure everybody understand that. It don't mean that you got everything in place. So if you was actually started your business in 1990, but you're still working on kind of get some things there, that don't mean we're going to exclude you to be a startup. We're saying is that you established by time. You actually had your business before January the 1st, 2020. That's all we mean when we say established business. Make sure we're clear on that.
Okay, well, I did. The only difference was I went from independent contractor to LLC. I was still doing the same thing. I was actually established in 2015.
Okay, then you come in as an established business. It doesn't now.
Okay.
Great, thank you, Ms. Taylor, because that probably some other people think the same thing. It doesn't matter if you change from a sole proprietorship, independent contractor, and then went to an incorporation. That does not change with us. If you've been in business before January the 1st, 2020, however your business was established, being a LLC, sole proprietor, independent contractor, you still had a business at that time. Now, if you change and went to a different business, say, okay, I had a candy shop, but now I'm doing lawn service. My lawn service just started. That would be a new business. If you change the name of the business, if the business changes names, it is a new business. If it's the same name, but you have a different perspective of what the business does, or a different angle of what the business is doing, being incorporated or whatever, then it's still the same business. It just now is incorporated opposed to a sole proprietorship.
Exactly. Well, that'll be me because I do the same thing. I just went LLC just for purposes of
Protection.
really establishing myself within the community as a, some people didn't see me as legitimate before I obtained that LLC.
That's the perception. That's the perception. Let me tell you something, because I've been doing business for going on 40 years. I'm a well-established business. I'm a marketing consultant specialist. This is not to pat myself on the back. This is as you know that you're not just dealing with somebody off the street.
Exactly.
I know a lot about incorporating. I know a lot about how to establish a business. I've been helping businesses get started for many, many years. Matter of fact, there's a gentleman on here named Ron Williams that I met in Dallas, Texas, when I first started my business, basically almost 40 years ago. And he'll tell you that I've had contracts with some of the largest corporations in the world. I've even partnered with him to do a contract with the largest sporting event in the world called World Cup. So I'm well established in business. So our thing is, we're here to help you get all the necessary things in place to able to run an efficient business, as well as help you bring in more customers. But moving from one entity to another to grow your business from, I'm gonna start off as a sole proprietorship to a corporation, that's still the same company. How people see you is their own perspective. They've got nothing to do with your business. Incorporating does two major things. It actually separates you from your personal life. That's one of the main things it does. It gives you security to be its own separate entity. That's it. People can say all they want about it, but I tell people all the time, you saying it does not make it true. Okay, I'm about facts and figures. Incorporating your business is to help actually protect your personal assets from whatever may happen from your business assets and vice versa. That's the purpose of the incorporated. And there's a lot of different branches to that, but the main purpose is to make sure that your personal assets are protected. Okay, there are different assets to that. Yes, Loretta, I see your hand up, Queen.
Good morning, Miss Sherry Taylor. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. Thanks for asking. For the purpose of the contest, you can enter in either one you want to. If you want to enter as a new business, I agree with Derek. You're really not, because you have the experience in years as an established business, but you can enter into either one that you want to. Because I see what you're saying as well. Your corporation may have been registered by the state of Tennessee in 2021. And it may appear as though you're new, but you will not be disqualified. I'm the person who will see all of the applications, and you will not be disqualified from either one. The only thing is you cannot enter both.
Right. I understand.
So in your case, you can choose whichever one that is most suitable to you in your mind, and we will allow it.
Okay. Thank you.
Ma'am. You're welcome.
Okay, now that's something we haven't discussed, and I'm gonna let that one go this time, but I'm gonna disagree with on that, because here's the problem with that. Because there's really not any difference really between, except for dates on when you actually get particular grant, an established business or a startup for this grant. They're basically the only difference. It's not gonna be, well, have you got such and such in place because you're an established business, or you basically don't have anything. Like say, somebody can come in and say, well, Tucker, I'm starting a business right now today. That's fine, you're a startup. But there's no difference in the grant between each one. But now here's the key thing. You can only apply for one of those grants. You can't apply for both. You can only put your name in one. So for those that are established, put yourself in an established deal. And those that are new, put yourself in a business. Now, if you to consider yourself a new business, if you came in and started on your corporation or whatever, that's fine. I'm gonna let that go this time. But we will not do that anymore, because once you are a business, because I go by facts and figures. Once you are a business, when you change your name from a partnership to a LLP, which is a limited liability partnership, or this time you're going to a corporation, you're still in business. If you've been out there and doing business, you've been doing business. You also have a deal where they got 6 months, where they call the RES. There's a 6-month deal, unless they change it to 4 months. 6-month deal where they call it R&D. I mean, research and development. These are things I know because I've been doing this for many years for different clients. they can give you at least 6 months for you to actually establish your business before you officially put your business out there the first day. That means you can do all this work and research and things of that nature and still be able to write those things off before you go out there and just jump in it with both feet and lose money. So they want to actually make sure, and this has been in place before I even started my business over 40 years ago. So there's a different things in there. So we're gonna narrow it down. This is our first one working with Loretta. I see your hand up, Loretta. Hold on. This is the first time Rhinos Nation is working with Loretta on this deal. We're starting off small. Like I teach a lot of companies, when you start a business, start off small, so you make mistakes or whatever. We're gonna find out what works, what doesn't work. And as she said earlier, these are the first 2 we're doing, and we're looking at doing more grants as we go on. So this won't be the first time and only time we're gonna do this. We're looking at growing as we go. So, and we're also looking at putting more money on the table. So that's gonna happen as well. Yes, Loretta, I see your hand up, Queen.
Okay, I'm just hoping we can move on to the next subject.
Okay. All right. Anybody have any questions on who and how you can apply? We're going to have a link that's going to go out. We're going to put that out on the website. We're going to put that out on our social media pages. If you're not with Rhinos Nation, we'll be looking for that to see. If you're not, you can actually click on it and ask to be involved, or you can do that. Or we'll actually, if you're there, we can actually invite you. I'm going to put out my link for the people that know me or don't know me. Yes, Mr. Johnson. I see your hands back up again. Is that by accident or you have a question for us? I think Mr. Johnson might be doing that by mistake. Okay, so I'm going to put out my phone number so you can be able to contact me if you get one of those in. If not, you may already have. Mr. Johnson, did you try to say anything? See, your hand is up again. I'm putting in right now my email address in the chat room area. So if you all can see the chat room area, you'll be able to get that. You'll be able to, and we'll be able to send that information out to you. Have any questions, you can hit me up on the phone, or you can actually hit me by email. And I'm also put in the website address so you can have that as well. So you'll be able to look that up and there'll be more information on there. And also where you can be able to click on that and get the application. So all that information is there. You should see it now in the chat room section where it says Rhinos Nation, phone number, email address, and website address. That information will be there for you all to be able to get in. Okay. We want to make it extremely easy. Let me say it again. We want to make it extremely easy for you to be able to get these funds. Now, we're going to actually be able to do this in 2 sections. These funds is going to be set up just like a lot of the corporations do. They actually have it where you can actually use so much money, and then you got like store credit. Like if you were getting one, for example, with the ABC Corporation, they're gonna say, okay, well, we do telecommunications. You got to use some of this in the telecommunication with us, and the rest of it you can use on XYZ. So we are gonna have the funds broken up there. Some of the funds are gonna be strictly 100% cash. Well, some of the funds are gonna be cash. Let me not say 100% cash. Half of the funds are gonna be cash. That means that out of that 5,000, 2,500 is cash. That means you can do anything you want with it. You still need to tell them what you're gonna do with it in advance. Now we know we're not gonna be able to actually follow you around. We're not gonna do that, follow you around what you're doing with the cash. But you can take that cash and build up your business or do something personal or do what you should, whatever. But that store credit is gonna be where it's Rhinos Nation black currency. When you're gonna be able to spend, you gotta spend that 2,500 with the black owner businesses in our network. It has to be, because we want to make sure that if we're gonna give out money, at least half of it has got to go back to the black owned businesses on our team. We're the one that's helping to build it up. So we're gonna learn to actually start doing what? Patronizing one another. It's hard for me, and a lot of people say, well, Tucker, we need to go ahead and get more people to come in, more members come in. I said, yeah, but the hard thing I'm getting right now, we got a nice little selection of business owners, but I've got a hard time getting most of them, not all, most of you all to patronize some of the companies we have on the team right now. How can you expect for us to actually help bring you customers when you won't even support the other black businesses in the family that's on the team? You do that, then it's easier for us to do our work. The easier you make it for us, the easier we'll be able to get in more people to actually bring in more customers. Because at the end of the day, great that you have money, but you know what you really need? You need reliable customers. You need customers coming in all the time. You got customers coming in all the time, then that brings in money. That's what's going to establish your business, is actually having those quality customers coming in on a regular basis, every day, every week, every month, or whatever. Those are the people that we're going after to establish that. but you have to be an established business. I'm not gonna put that logo tag on you. You're a Rhinos Nation sponsor. If you're going out there doing shoddy work, please understand that we have rules and guidelines. Everybody that fits our narrative, even if I got people that come in and say, Tucker, I sell XYZ. They fit the narrative of the industry. But Tucker, I don't care about Black people. Well, then this is not the place for you. Please understand that cutting a check does not get you in. Well, I'm Black. That's fine. That's great. They get you in the door. But you don't come a sponsor if you are like, well, I love what I'm doing and I can make money doing this, but I don't care for Black people. I've heard that many times since I started my business. And I got quite a few people that's been with me when I've heard that. This is not the place for you. If you do not love yourself and Black business and Black people, this is not the place for you to sponsor. You got to have excellent customer service or working on it. And we have a workshop that's coming up this month. They will start this month and we can pay for it. If you become a sponsor, we actually give you funding 100% to actually go to those workshops where you don't have to come out of your pocket 1 red cent. 1 cent, we will pay, if you pay for it, 100% with our barter currency. It's either 100% barter dollars, our Black currency, or 100% cash. Now you can pay cash if you want, or you can actually get in with us and you can get all the necessary tools. Besides, the only 2 things we don't have right now, we're working on bringing in later, is insurance and legal. But all other things, marketing, consulting, actually have you doing your graphic designs, how to start a business, the difference between the different corporations, the corporate shield. We're going to be teaching on all of those things that are very beneficial and very important to run as a business owner. And they say, well, I've been in business 20 years. It doesn't matter. I know people been in business almost 40-something, 50 years. Mr. Williams as well can actually back me up on that because he know I've talked to many of them. We used to do workshops and seminars in Dallas, Texas before I came back to Memphis with another Black organization. And I wasn't running that organization. I was just one of the main key players in it. And I used to help bring them in. I actually got them contracts where they got in with Bank of America. So they're like, okay, Tucker, what you doing? I've actually gotten people where they got workshops where Bank of America paid for the workshop to get them in. I actually had people get contracts. So I've done it all basically when it comes to being a business owner, not just a Black one. So you're not in with no neophyte. When I say that I can help you get this thing done, I know it because I've done it already. And I've been doing it for years. But I'm not trying to help you get these large contracts with these large corporations. Now, if you get those, fine. That means if you're established, you go out and get the contract. I don't mind assisting you with that. But my main objective is we got $1.5 trillion out on the table. 1.5 trillion on the table. We've been having for quite a few years. That's Black people spending in goods and services every year, $1.5 trillion. We get less than 1% of that. That's insane. So we want you to actually, it's great that you get the grants. We're going to be giving out a lot more grants. We got a lot of benefits and bonuses and things that we have on the table already with Rhinos Nation. We got a lot of great companies like Taxx and American Supply and others that's on our team. We got some of the sponsors already on our team right now on this call right now today. We want you to take advantage of all the different tools we have, not to take advantage of the people, but the tools we have and the things that we have available for you become better. We want you to do better than what you are now. We don't want you to just get in as a sponsor. Well, I got in, I paid my money, and I'm going to a banquet at the end of the year. I've seen that for many years. We're here to do better. We got to get out the bottom of the totem. Okay. We need to do better. So we got money that's going to be available. We got training that's going to be available. We're doing both of those this month. We're getting people to actually apply for the grants this month. The grants will be available. Let me pull that back up so I don't want anybody to get confused on that. When will the grants be available? We're going to actually spotlight the grants. Let me see when I had that information here. Let me bring it up. Give me a quick second here and I'll bring it up so you'll be able to see that. Let me know when you all can see this. It also will be on the application.
We see it.
Okay, again, we will be officially accepting grants come June the 17th, but we will be accepting before then. But the official date to open is June the 17th. We will be officially closing August the 17th. There is no ifs and buts about that date now. On that date, come midnight, August the 17th, midnight, August the 17th, going into August 18th, we will be closing off all acceptance of applications. If your application is not in, and you don't have all the necessary things that we ask for on that application, your application will not be approved. Once it's approved, you'll be on that deal where we put you on the wheel, and we will be awarding it come September the 2nd. I mean the 12th, which is the second Monday of the month. Okay? Making sure on those dates, because that's very, very important. There's no if, and, or buts about that now. On that date is what we're doing. Okay? Any questions about that whatsoever? Everybody good? No
Yes.
questions. Everybody good? None whatsoever. Hold on for a quick second. Let me see if I can find something right here. I was trying to find, I do not see it. I was trying to find my wheel, but we have that available. I'll do it later next time. But
I have a question.
Go ahead, King.
Okay, I'm trying to understand. So basically, on the September the 12th, you said September 12th. You basically, if you is a sponsor, which means that you would have paid either $500 or $250 to be a sponsor. Is I'm correct so far?
Okay, it kind of broke up a little bit. Can you ask me that again, Mr. John? 'Cause I want to make sure I'm clear on what you're asking.
What I'm asking is that on the grant selection process, all applications are in. After they're in, there's going to be a award. The award going to be it's going to be.
12th.
I'm sorry.
September the 12th.
September the 12th. So basically, so if you got 50 applications in and you're going to award first question, how many grants that's going to be awarded? If that's 50, you got 50 applications in to choose from. That's the first question. The second question is basically answer that question first, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
Can
go
I
ahead.
answer that question, Mr. Derrick?
Yeah, I just pulled it up. Can you all see that wheel on the screen?
Yes, I can see the wheel.
That's what we call that's what we do every month, our Rhinos Nation 2022 monthly membership bonus drawing. We're gonna do the exact same thing that we do with that monthly membership. We give away free shopping spree every single month for people to come in and shop with you all, and we pick up the tab. We're gonna do the same thing. It is a contest. So we, again, as I said earlier, I heard you, Loretta. I'm gonna let you get this as well. We're not gonna actually be able to, we're not gonna sit around. Loretta and I is not gonna sit around and say, well, I think Mr. Johnson application looks a lot more impressive than Mrs. Taylor does. So we're gonna give him the application. We're gonna give him the grant. We're not gonna do that. So nobody come back and say, well, they picked Mr. Johnson because they like Mr. Johnson. They won't be able to do that. Mrs. Johnson's name is gonna be on this wheel. Mrs. Taylor's name will be on this wheel. Mr. Williams' name will be on this wheel. If you follow all the rules and guidelines and apply and fill out and do everything we said in order to apply for this grant, your name will be on this wheel. And when we click this wheel, this is how it's going to work. We're going to click on this wheel. It's going to spin. We have no control of that. This is from a company called Wheel of Names. It's not about Rhinos Nation. We didn't create this. We just fill in the names will be on the side. You'll be able to see the name of the company. And when that wheel stops on your particular name, whoever it is, that will be the winner of that grant. No ifs and buts about it. That way you'll know that it clears up from any even anticipation or people thinking that we're playing favorites. This is just a better way. That's why we set it up as a contest. It's not going to be that I'm going to pick you over Mrs. Williams or Mr. Williams. I'm going to pick you over Mrs. Taylor. We're not doing it. And when it stops, it's what's going to happen. Name is information. I'm going to put down the name of the business owner and the name of the business, and it'll be real simple. There will be no ifs and buts about it. Did that answer your question, Mr. Johnson? That part? If you're talking, your phone is back on mute.
Can I make it a little bit more clear too, to add to
Go
what you're
ahead,
saying?
Loretta.
Okay.
I'm sorry. You did answer my question. I'm sorry.
Okay. And there will be one grant for the business that's startup and one grant for the business that's established.
We're only giving out a total of 2 for this particular run. Now, this is our first run. That's why I'm kind of naming it a run. We may change it later. This is our first run. So in the first run, we have one $5,000 grant for the established business. That means that they was in business before January 1st, 2020. We have one business for the startup business. We consider startup the January 1st, 2020 and beyond. Whatever one you fill in that you became a member, started your business, that's where you're going to apply. And you'll be only getting apply for one grant. You can't put your name down for both. Okay, you can only apply for one. You got one company with Rhino Nation, you put in one application for that grant. Now, here's the thing I didn't think about, Loretta, but here's the thing. If you got 2 companies assigned with Rhino Nation, I got a dog catching company and I got an automobile company. And I'm both of my companies are with Rhino Nation. I pay for both sponsorships. As a sponsor, you get to apply for that grant twice because you got what? One for your dog catching business and one for your car dealership. But it has to be 2 different sponsorships. You can't say, well, talk about, I got 2 different businesses, but I only got one sponsorship around the nation. Well, then you only gonna apply one time for that one business. If you got the dog catcher in, if you don't have the auto dealership in, you can't bring in the auto dealership. You can only apply that business one time, one business, one time that is a sponsor of Rhinos Nation. I want to make sure we're real clear. I want nobody to get, because most Black businesses have more than one company. But most of you all that's with us, you only have one business as a sponsor to it. So for all those other businesses you have, you cannot apply for that grant 3 or 4, 10 times. You can only apply one time for one business, and we're going to check that. So if you put down another company that's not a sponsor of Rhinos Nation, that company would not be allowed to be in the grant application for the contest. Any questions on that? I don't want anybody trying to get over. We're going to be doing this. Everything we do is above board. Everything we do and have done is going to always remain above board. I want to make it real clear, but it's going to be easy, but you got to follow the rules and guidelines we have in place. Anybody got any questions about how we're going to actually pull the name? You'll be on the right side. Your name and your company be over here, and your name will also be on the wheel. So it's easy to make sure when that thing pulls up, it's going to post your name up there. Name of your business, name of your company. I mean, name of your company and your name. Any questions on that? Our job is to make it super easy. Okay, let me take this down. Okay, appreciate everybody. I see we got one of our board members, Tarzan, is in here now. Also, I saw Chief come in as well. We got another iPhone is on here. I don't think I got Jaleesa just came in also. So again, I appreciate you all for coming. We are here to do this. Again, this is our first run with Loretta to get this done. And we may have some potholes or find out something that we did not discover, but we're gonna do our best to make sure it runs smooth and efficient. Then after this one, we're gonna do some more grants. So this won't be the only, I'll just make sure everybody clear on this. This would not be the only time we actually be awarding grants. All right. Mr. Johnson, your hands back up again, or that's okay.
No, my hand wasn't up again. The other part, my question was, statement first is that most small business does not have a budget, but they have collateral. So if you will speak on that, you can do that another time. Thank you.
Okay, on that deal, this is the purpose of a reason we're actually doing the workshops. Different companies on different levels. That's going to always happen because different people start businesses at different times. There are people that have been in business basically all less than a year. opposed to some that's been in business 3 or 4 years, and they're more established than one that's been in business 5 or 10 years. Why? Because a lot of them have actually gone through business training workshops. Ron, can you still hear me, King? Yeah, as soon as I call his name, you got off. Again, I've been doing workshops and seminars well over 30 plus years. And I've been in business going on almost 40 years. I've actually participated. I've been a facilitator. I've actually even thrown workshops. I've traveled throughout the US to do workshops with Black businesses. I've been to Chicago. I've been to Nevada. I've been as well as in Texas, as well as Louisiana, as well as Mississippi, Arkansas. I've been around. I've been to Georgia and Atlanta. So I've done workshops. When I'm not even talking about before, that's before we had Zoom. Now we do Zoom all over the world. But before we had Zoom, I would get in a plane or get in my car, and mostly in my car, and travel through the US to do workshops with Black business owners. So we definitely got to get the training in. Trust me when I tell you this, people, or at least do your research. People that actually have the business training, as well as the information, as well as the knowledge of how to run an efficient business, run a business better than those that do not. Even our children, no knock on anybody, even our children, for those that have children, or even as when you was a child, if you played in any sports, you did not go out there and that coach just threw you out on the field or on the court or on the baseball diamond and said, just go for it. No plans, no exercise, no routine, no scrimmages, no nothing. We just gonna tell your mom and dad, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, we just gonna put little Billy out there. No equipment. We're not gonna measure them for size. We're just gonna throw them out there and say, go for it. We don't even do that for children. We make sure there's a plan for them to even play sports. To play sports. And most of our Black business owners will not even put a plan together to run a business. That should be in place where you do not have to work for anybody ever again to make sure that your family, you and your family and household is established financially where you don't have to worry about anything else, to be able to have power and control, which I said freedom, where you don't have to actually clock in. All these things to run a business. And we won't even do what we do for, we will not allow for children. We do for us as a business. That is unacceptable. Now, I know some people say, well, Tucker, I'm gonna do it. You do what you want to do because you run your business the way you want to run your business, and I've never knocked it. I respect that because I run the business the way I want to. I do have a board and I check with them, but that was established before I even put a board together. These are rules and guidelines. We're going to make sure we bring in the top quality Black business owners, or we're going to train them to become the top quality Black business owners. We're doing less than 1%. A lot of people don't know that we exist. They need to know where we are. They need to know who you are, where you're located, what you sell. Because if they don't, they can't patronize your business. That means that they come in and have to buy products and services for you. Now, don't get mad at me because everybody don't know what patronizing means when it comes to a business. So if you know, that's fine. For the ones that don't know, I'm telling you what that means. Patronizing means I'm going to buy your products or your service. I'm patronizing your business. We're going to educate you where you can have all the necessary tools to run an efficient business. Okay, that's what we want. So we have these grants that are available. Anybody got any questions about the grants and how you can apply? And again, to become a sponsor of Rhinos Nation, you do not have to pay all that money up front. We have payment plans, and we had payment plans from the very beginning. So we do not have a problem with that. You contact us. I gave anybody that didn't get that information is out there in our chat room section. My phone number, my information is right there. If you do not see it, it's there. I'm sorry, I actually sent that to Loretta. Hold on, let me send this out to the entire group. Everyone in the meeting. And let me know if you all that can actually see the chat room area. That information is on there now. You'll see the name of the company is Rhinos Nation. The phone number, you can reach us. Please don't call me after 10 p.m. on weekdays and not after 6 o'clock on Saturdays. Do not call me on Sundays unless it's an emergency. If it's not, then wait until Monday. Okay? Then my email address, 24 hours a day. If you need to text me something, you can text me if you got information. We need to have your phone number or your email address because that's how we're going to send you the application out, okay? So make sure you understand that. Or you'll be able to go to our website or our social media page and be able to go there and click on that as well. And we're gonna have a section down there for your name and your business, your name and your contact information, because it's like Loretta said earlier, if there's something wrong, Loretta or myself or somebody with our company will be able to call you and say, Mrs. Jones, Mr. Jones, we got your application. But we see right now there's a mistake that's down here that you somehow got skipped. You didn't put down your phone number, or the phone, or your email address was skipped, or whatever. So we're gonna let you know, or you didn't put down, or we see that you say you established your business just last month, but you put down that for the established business. So we need you to do that application over. So that's the reason we're going to actually have that. And also when you awarded, if you're actually blessed to be awarded, we want to be able to contact you and say, hey, you actually got this, Mrs. Taylor or Mrs. Henderson. Okay. And we will post that. We're going to let everybody know. Why are we going to do that? Because we want other folks to be able to join us to do what? To be able to go out and get the grants as well. We got a lot of benefits on our website. Again, www.rhinosnation.com. Any other questions or concerns? We're getting ready to wrap it up right now, but I want to make sure y'all understand we have a meeting today about the grants, but it's important that you get that training in and how to be able to apply for the grant. You have to be a Rhino Nation sponsor. Now, the arrangement is that you come in and fill out the form, get in, become a sponsor before we have to do that. So if somebody say, okay, we're talking, I'm not a sponsor today. I see your hand, Loretta. I'm not a sponsor today, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply. Before you apply, you need to become a sponsor. So okay, I got a payment arrangement with Rhinos Nation. Good, that's fine. You make the payment arrangement with Rhinos Nation, you become a sponsor. But before we award it, come September the 1st, your payment arrangement has to be in place where you have actually became a full, all your funds and all your payments are already paid for come September the 12th. When we do that award, if your payment is not paid in full, your name would not be added to that content. I'm letting you know up front because I know not everybody. Some people are gonna try to get over, well, I paid, one portion of it, but I didn't pay it all. No, Tara, I'm not repeating myself because I never said this. Your payment has to be in full come September the 12th. When we do that wheel, it's not in full, then we will not be getting on that wheel. Any questions, Loretta? I want to make sure we're clear on that because I don't want nobody to say, well, I paid and my name didn't get on that deal. Loretta, you got a question?
I don't have a question. I have something to add. I was going to say something in addition to what you were speaking on concerning the training and the workshops.
Okay.
The training and the workshops are very important. I was trying to make a point earlier about a young man that I met yesterday on the phone, met with him, and he wants to start a business. But there were a lot of things he did not have knowledge of. And so what I did was I told him, I said, I tell you what, I said, we have some trainings and workshops that would benefit you more than you paying right now for a grant. So because I believe that, and I know what you said is true concerning successful businesses. Businesses are more successful when the business owners and founders have the appropriate training. As a matter of fact, a lot of grants and I write grants, and a lot of grants, I research grants all day, pretty much 5 days a week. And a lot of grants don't even award money, they award training. And some grants like Comcast, Capital One, Amazon, I can name a lot of them. And sometimes there is a monetary portion of it, but corporations are starting to realize that the training is actually more important than the money as far as helping people succeed. We know we need money, but sometimes we don't know we need training. And so we neglect to get that that training, that whatever it is, whatever workshop it is, if it's concerning grants, taxes, digital marketing, whatever. All of those things are important. So I just want to add, if there's a facilitator on here other than in Taxx Time, I want to try to see if we can get together and try to come up with a special. Those are the prices. that have been pre-established that you see on the list that Mr. Tucker spoke on. But I do know that Tax Time will be running a special starting next week. We'll be running a special. It's not going to last a long time, but for maybe about 2 weeks. And if you want to, get in on those classes or those workshops, you can for a discounted price. So I just wanted to throw that out there. I think it's important to get those workshops in. Are they worth it? Absolutely. And more than even what we're just, they are worth it. They're very worth it. But I do understand the kind of times we're living in, and gas is $5 where we live. And I hear in some places it's $7 and $8. And that's just one thing that's expensive. Not to mention food and other things. So I want to be fair and make sure that everyone gets an opportunity to be able to learn and take advantage of these workshops. So if you need to reach out to me, I think my name and my business name and number should be on the website. So
Yes,
just check out thank you.
Under Tax Time.
Check out the Rhinos Nation website and just give me a call and I will be able to work with you. As I'm sure all of the other facilitators will do the same. So whatever class you're looking to take, please reach out to that company who is facilitating. I can't say for sure that everyone will be willing to offer a special, but I have a feeling that they will. My special is going to have something to do with multiple classes. So, and so if you have a need for that, please reach out to the facilitator and don't just assume, oh, I can't afford it. That's basically what I was trying to say. Any questions?
Let me actually piggyback on what she just said. All of the facilitators, Rhinos Nation will be putting 100% of every dime that comes in. You should be able to see this. You see the work schedule on here for our dates and also the cost for the workshops. Can you all see that, Loretta?
Yes.
Okay. This is the payment to actually attend any of the workshops. Now, here's the thing that Loretta was talking about. Every facilitator, Loretta is a facilitator for 4 of these. She's actually Tax Time will be doing the business plan, grants 1 and 2, and also tax strategies. She can charge anything she wants as a discount she want to offer. This is just a rate because 100% of the money goes to the facilitator. Taurus is one of the facilitators that's on here as well. Clarissa is one of the facilitators that's on here as well. So if you all as a facilitators decide, you know what, I know Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson talked to me, I'm bringing him in. Mr. Johnson, if you want to, you can come to my workshop. Instead of the $250 that I'm charging, I just give me $100. Matter of fact, I'm gonna let you into, I do this workshop and another one. If you do more than one, but that's the discount only for that facilitator. Taurus cannot give a discount to Loretta's workshop. Loretta cannot give a discount to Taurus's workshops. They can only give discounts to their own workshops. Why? Because 100%, every penny goes to the facilitator of those workshops, 100%. So if you decide as a facilitator, you want to give Mrs. Taylor or Mrs. Hill or Mr. Johnson or whomever a discount, that's totally up to you. However you run that special, it's totally up to you. Let us know. Now, what they're going to do is let Rhinos Nation know, okay, these are the people that I'm letting in, Mr. Tucker. So I'm going to have a list of those. So when it comes up, you can't come in as iPhone. Because you come up on my waiting room as iPhone, I'm not going to let you in because I don't know you. The workshops is a paid training class, paid. So if you don't pay or get a waiver from one of the facilitators and you come up there and I don't see your name on that list, you will not be able to get in, okay? Now, you'll also see right here, real quick, you'll see right here where it said cost, 100% Rhinos Nation Black currency or 100% cash. If you are a sponsor, you can go to every one of these training facilities, every one of these workshops, and never pay 1 penny to go into it. You can use your Rhinos Nation Black currency, 100%, because we have our own currency. It was established almost 6 years ago, but the barter dollar was established back in 1982. You can use debt. Now, that's the great thing about becoming a sponsor as well. Not only do you can get the grant, but now you don't have to pay cash to go to any of these deals. the people that's not with us, that's not in the barter deal, you are 100% cash customer. There's no if, and, or buts about it. So we want to make sure we're clear on that. So you can go to these workshops 100% barter dollars, or you can go 100% cash. I don't think the facilitator is going to mind one way or the other. Okay, so when it says workshop 2, does that mean if you missed the morning, you can attend the later one, or that's 2 different workshops? Great question, Delisa. No, they're the same workshops. We're just doing it a different time because we know some people cannot do, like right now, we're doing at 10 a.m. and that's Central Standard Time because we had somebody came in today. I'm not going to put their name out there. They Eastern. So when they saw 10, they thought it was 10 their time. They're an hour ahead of us. That's fine for the seminars to get that wrong if you miss it. But for that workshop, you come in, if you come in 30 minutes late, I think I'm gonna let you in anyway. You come in 30 minutes late, you just missed 30 minutes. So you need to get there early. So at least 5 to 10 minutes early, we're gonna open up the doors, you can come in, you can actually fellowship, but once that facilitator takes over, they run that. I do not have anything to say about what that facilitator does. Okay, they're gonna give you the agenda, they're gonna have it laid out, they're gonna be very professional. And now this is for the basic information so you know what it takes to actually be able to do what? Go get a grant. How the black currency run, that's gonna be in it. The business startup, we're gonna go over there, that's gonna be the first one. You'll see the dates on this. We're gonna start, the last Saturday of this month will be the first workshop. That's the business startup. Then after the holiday, 4th of July, we come back with the corporate status. That's gonna be the deal between corporations, sole proprietorship, corporate shield. They're gonna, Mr. Torres partner is gonna go over all that. Then we're gonna come back the next Saturday, it's gonna be the business plan. Then after that, we got grants 1 and 2. Those are gonna be 2 different workshops. Grants 1 is totally different than grants 2. Okay, then we got major funding for businesses. There's gonna be 2 different workshops for 1 and 2. Those are 2 different workshops. It's gonna be mainly speaking mostly on funding from Rhinos Nation, from the black currency, as well as how to fund your business and things of that nature. So we're gonna go over a lot of that in budget and things of that nature as well. Promoting your business, that's gonna be done on August the 20th. Okay, they're gonna be speaking about, they're gonna be the only one that's gonna be broken up in 2 sections. One's gonna be on branding and one's gonna be on advertising. 2 different things, because advertising and marketing, they basically part of the same family, but it's 2 different things. All right, I see somebody in the chat room. Hold on real quick. Tax strategies is gonna come up the following week. We're gonna take a holiday vacation for Labor Day. We're gonna be out. We're gonna come back September the 10th. That's gonna be building your customer base, and that's gonna be the last one. This is our first one of our workshops for this year. Then we're gonna get ready for our next one. Okay, we had 2 questions. Thank you for taking the time out of your business schedule. Okay, so Loretta says she has to go. Anybody got any questions on how we're doing it? We're gonna put the schedule out and everything. So there's not gonna be any confusion on when the dates and this deal is gonna be done. We'll have the facilitators out there. You can contact the facilitators. You can actually call up and say, Taurus, man, I don't have the 250. Can I get in for $100? That's strictly up to Taurus. You do not have to call us because we're not gonna make any deals with you because that's Taurus money. Or if Clarissa's is actually doing the workshop, that's Clarissa's money. So we're not gonna go over Clarissa's head. She's the person to talk to if you want a deal to go in. I'm telling you what the going rate is. They will let you know if they'll do a deal for you. Any questions on that before we shut down this day? Great question, Lisa. Facilitators, you need to get with me. I do not have all y'all bios in. I need to have that so I can promote it. And also, if you want to add a picture in there, send me a little snapshot of your picture, and I'll put that on there, but that's gonna go on our website. So we're gonna promote it on our social media page, our website. We're gonna get a flyer done. I'm gonna get with Clarissa. We're gonna have flyers going out so we can send them all over the place. We want as many people we possibly can to get in these workshops. Yes, Lisa, I see your hand back up, Queen. Lisa, can you hear me? If you're speaking, your
yeah. So I had a question I had just put up in the chat. I was wondering, like, if say you missed some of the first meeting and you want to attend the later meeting to get the information that you missed from the first one.
Yeah.
Are you using your barter points for both meetings?
Yeah, you can. If you get the barter dollar, you can use it as many times you want. You can go to as many. This is a la carte. You can attend one meeting, or you can go to every one of them. But it's a fee to every one of them. So that's the beauty about actually being in the barter deal. It doesn't matter because you know how you can easily get your barter points, get your barter currency. So you can attend any one. If you miss something, or you just say, look, I got some of that information, but I didn't understand it enough. I'm gonna go to the second meeting that evening. You can do that, but you actually have to pay for that one. Now, you just can't say, I'm gonna go to 2 of them. You don't get to pay for one and go to 2 workshops. Okay, make sure we're clear on that. That's a good question.
Okay, so that answered it.
That's the beauty of actually being in the barter deal, that you don't have to pay any cash at all, and you can attend as many meetings as you want, as many times as you want. Great question. Anybody else? Taurus, did you have anything to say before we shut it down for this evening? Taurus is one of our sponsors. Not only our sponsor, but one of our board members is actually on here with us as well. He's one of the people, if you need to ask anything or talk to him about anything we're doing with Rhinos Nation, that will be one of the gentlemen to talk to. He has his company called Visionary Concepts. Taurus, you got anything to add to that before we shut it down this evening? I mean, this morning?
No, sir, I don't have anything to add. But thank you all for coming.
He's one of our valuable, I mean, he's a very valuable person that's on our team. And if you need to talk to somebody about business, that's the brother to call and talk to. Especially now, he's going to be doing the workshop on corporate status. Very smart, intelligent brother. Okay. He's the one that you need to talk to. So even before we do the workshop, you need to talk to him before then. Any of them. If you need a question on anything, you do not have to wait until we start the workshop. You can be calling people now for information and how to actually get better. Do not wait for the workshop. I've had people ask me that already. Tucker, I need this information, but I guess when are they going to have this on the workshop? You do not have to wait for the workshop to ask somebody a question. Yes, Miss Hill.
Yes, could you repeat his information, his contact information, please?
Taurus, you know, Mr. Pointer's information?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't actually put his information out. He has a company called Visionary Concept. Taurus, do you want to give him that information on how to contact you?
Yes, sir, I'll put it in the chat here.
Can you tell him why you put him in the chat as well? For those people that some people are not able to get in the chat.
Yes, it's Taurus Pointer. And Visionary Concepts is my company. And my number is 901-603-1085.
603.
Yeah, I'm sorry, area code 901-603-1085.
And he's also be able to find him on the website. You go to the website, you'll find him on there under Visionary Concepts.
Okay, thank you.
Great question. Anybody else? Please don't wait. If you have a question about marketing, advertising, graphic design, websites, taxes, financials, whatever that we're already assisting on that now, you do not have to wait for the workshop to actually ask somebody a question. You do not have to wait until we do the workshop if you want to actually do what? If you need a business plan, contact Taxx Time right now so they can start working on your business plan or your website or whatever you need. You can contact those people now to actually have them start working on it now. The workshops so we can actually take you to the training to make sure you understand all of the gist of what we're doing from a basic standpoint. Any other questions? Great questions. I want to thank all the new people that came in as guests. I appreciate it, Mr. Johnson, Mrs. Taylor. We had some other folks that had to get off, Mrs. Hill. If you have any questions, did you all, by chance, before you all get off, not the people that already know us, Mrs. Buford, did you all see our information on here in the chat room area, how to contact us at Rhinos Nation? Did you all get that?
It actually didn't show up on my screen.
That's Mrs. Buford.
Yes, sir.
Are you able to get to see in the chat room area?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me try to put it up again. Let me see if that actually show up. Let me know. All right, I just put it in there. Can you see it in there now, Mrs. Buford?
I have it here.
You got it, Mrs. Hill?
Yes.
Thank you, Ms. Hill.
I see it as well. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me ask you this. Now, I know everybody got to go. We run a little late. And we got some guests, and I appreciate you all coming. Mr. Hill, real quick, and Mrs. Hill, and Mrs. Taylor, Mrs. Buford, I'd like for you all, if you don't mind, when I call your name, can you tell me a real quick 1 or 2 sentences about the business? And that way we'll have it in case somebody needs your services. Mrs. Hill, can you go first? Can you tell us who you are and what it is you do?
Yes, my name is Tracy Hill, and I developed this business because of my girls. It's not an established business, but we just began maybe 2 months ago. And I just wanted my girls to be an entrepreneur, have a business mindset. And they love the idea of just being a businesswoman. And that's about it. We have oils, we have body butters,
You're in the cosmetics business.
Cosmetic beauty industry. Yes.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. Now, where are you located? You ain't got to give us the address. It's your city and state. Where are you located, Ms. Hill?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Okay, now on that, if you don't mind, you want to give us a phone number, or you want to wait if you don't have a business phone number?
I do. I do. Business
give
number.
Your phone number now.
Okay. Let me grab it. I don't know it by heart. So.
That's fine. And I love working with startups. While you're doing that, Ms. Hill, for you all that don't know, we have a program called the Young Rhinos Club, where we train young Black children to start their business before they graduate out of high school, and we do that 100% for free.
Very nice. I need that information. Okay, the number is 865 275 3117.
Say it one more time, because here's a little interference there, Ms. Hill.
Okay, 865 275 3117.
She has a cosmetic business. Okay, Mrs. Buford, can you hear us, Queen?
I can.
Okay, tell us quickly who you are and what you do.
My name is Brandy Buford Hall, and me and my husband are trying to establish, well, we have already got everything business paper-wise set, ready to go, and we're trying to buy our first truck. We're trying to start a trucking company called A&B Enterprise.
Fantastic.
And I'm also in the work. I will be graduating in about 6 weeks. I'm trying to start a life coach and relationship business called Tranquil.
Okay, now in the trucking business, is that up and running now? You still right now in the research and development, you're still developing it?
Yes, sir.
No, I'm asking the question.
No, we're still developing.
Okay, so
we have everything paperized for the business set up. We have our business license LLC. We got everything paperized ready. We're just trying to get the truck now.
Okay, fantastic. Contact us as soon as you can. Mrs. Taylor, Queen, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Okay, hit us. Let us know what you do and who you are.
Okay, I'm Sherry Taylor. I am a consultant for human service agencies. And really, I have clients in several states. I help people to get licensed with the states to do contracts to provide services for people with intellectual disabilities, physical disabilities, mental illness, and like to help the elderly and adult foster care and adult daycare.
Okay, and then what's the name of the business, Mrs. Taylor?
Professional Advancement Services.
And you want to get them your phone number? If somebody needs to contact you on that?
Yes, I do. My number is 901-219-8613.
Where you established? What city and state?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Fantastic. Mrs. Buford, I forgot to ask you that. What city and state you in, Queen? You and your husband business?
Memphis, Tennessee.
Fantastic. Mr. Johnson, can you hear us, King? I'm trying to run through it because I don't want to keep y'all too long, but I want to make sure we give people opportunity to put that information. These are
Can I get the last contact? Sorry to cut you off.
Yes, ma'am. I got you. I'm gonna get you as well, Delisa. I just want to be hospitable to make sure you're taking care of our guests. Yes, Mr. Johnson.
Yes, I'm here. I put mine in the chat. It's Johnson Property Investment, and we're in Biloxi, Mississippi. And right now I am taking anyone coming in the Biloxi, South Mississippi area along the Gulf Coast, someone that at a disadvantage, I'm able to put them up, basically just basically put them up if depending on what they provide basic service for them.
Okay, you want to give the phone number, Mr. Johnson, so people can be able to reach you that may need your services?
It's in the chat. It's 601-407-8878. Johnson Property Investment. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, let's go. I'm gonna get you to Delisa. Go ahead, Delisa. Tell us a little real quick about who you are. Delisa is one of our sponsors already on our team.
Oh, I was trying to get the last contact with the lady.
Sherry, if you can put your information in the chat.
Chat room, if you
I
can.
sure will. I'll do that now.
Delisa, who you were trying to get information on?
With the youth and adoption.
Who has that? Was that who has that? Was that Mrs. Taylor or Mrs. Hill?
She's talking about mental illness.
That's Sherry Taylor. She's gonna put her information in the contact.
Mrs. Taylor, can you hear us, Queen?
I think I'll put it in there.
Yeah, because everybody can't. Delisa, can you see the chat room area?
Yes.
because everybody can't get to the chat so she can see that. If you can put it in there for her, I appreciate it. Also, Deborah, can you hear us, Queen? I'm running through this real quick. These are some of our people that's already with us, but some of our guests don't know you. Taurus, can you still hear me? He's gone. What, HL, you there? I know HL probably at work. Okay.
Yes, sir, loud and clear.
Can you tell us a little bit about the business real quick and your phone number when you get through so they'll know who you are and where you're located and how to actually buy in your product from?
My company is called American Supply. We do body oils. The shop number is 901-565-7303. Or you may text me for a full list of oils to 901-410-7465. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Young. Again, my name is Derek, talking with Rhinos Nation. Well, this is what we do basically 24 hours a day. Check out our website.
Could you repeat that last?
You need Mr. Young to give you phone number?
The oils.
Mr. Young, she didn't get the phone number. Mr. Young, can you hear her? I don't know, and he didn't put it in there. I'm gonna tell you what you can do, Tracy.
I'm back.
Go ahead,
you can text me. If you can text me for a full list of oils to 901-410-7465.
746. Okay.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Okay, and here's the thing. You can also, everybody, all of our sponsors is with us. You can go to our website and be able to pull that information up. It is right there. It is easy to be able to find. Please go through there and check that out because that's important. And this is the same thing. When you all become a sponsor, that's why we have this as an umbrella. All of our people will be able to do what? Even the people that's not members or sponsors, they still go on our website looking for quality Black-owned businesses. So that's the great thing to be able to put you out there, and it's an annual contract. You'll be out there for the whole year to be able to promote your business, and a lot of things you'll be able to do with Rhino Nation, you can see, and you don't have to spend any money to get it done. Not any cash anyway. All right. I appreciate everybody for being here this Saturday morning, still here. Any questions before we shut down? And thank you all so much for coming, especially our guests. I really appreciate you all for coming here this morning.
I appreciate being invited. Thank you so much. It's been a great experience and pleasure to be here.
It was our pleasure, Mrs. Taylor. You was invited by Loretta, correct?
Yes.
By myself. I invited her.
And Tracy.
Oh, okay, Ms. Hill. Ms. Hill, who invited you, Tracy?
Loretta.
Loretta invited you as well. Thank you so much. Mr. Johnson, you also came by the way of Loretta? I think he's out on it. Like he's on his phone.
Yes.
Okay. Again,
it was very nice.
Thank you all so much. If you haven't, y'all already have Loretta's information, so you can contact her. But please go and check out our information on our website, because that's where, if you become a sponsor, your information will be there. Y'all have a nice morning. Enjoy your weekend. I look forward to seeing you all soon. Take care. God bless.